So if your parents didn't register you at all and just said, no, I'm not going to say a word, I'm just going to have a baby, I mean, you'd be restricted, presumably. You wouldn't be able to get a bank account.
No, I know people that haven't registered the child and they've still got bank accounts, they've still got passports because they're older now, and that isn't the case.
Ah,
So the problem is that your mother and father, mainly the mother, is placed under duress because there's fines and menaces attached if she doesn't register the child. I think it's within 14 days. So straight away that tells you if you have any contract that's under coercive control or coercive means, then there's no contract to start with. It's void ab initio, which means void from the beginning.
yes.
It's a Latin term. And basically, from that time forward, because your mother signs, she's given you away, tacitly given you away, because she doesn't know any different.
No.
And this is part of the system and the scam or deception that belies every mother and newborn children every day.
Yeah.
So people need to just get a grasp. Now, just before I go on, I'd like to say that I'm not going to give any solutions today, but what I'm going to do is try and open people's eyes to the fact that you need an understanding of law, which nobody has because it's not taught at school. It's only taught if you're going to go into the profession at 21 after you've been to university or whatever. And therefore, my remit today is really just to enlighten people a little bit, not to give solutions today, because I think you've got to have an understanding of what actually is going on in the legal system, how it operates, before you can get to the point of protecting yourself.
Yes.
And a lot of it is about self-learning. You can be directed to things, but it is about having the ability to be able to have the knowledge yourself and the critical thinking to be able to go and research everything and come to your own conclusions. But one thing is very certain, that you need a good understanding. To be an executor of even a will or anything, and certainly a legal fiction, you have to have a good understanding of law. And, I'm here today, not because I'm writing a book and making money. In fact, over our conversations over many, many months, I've always been against making any money whatsoever, haven't I?
But out of the truth.
Out of the truth. I'm here just to say, this is what I found in my experience. I've tested the system. I know how it works. I know, which I can come on to in future time, but for now, I just want to be able to educate people into understanding how the legal system operates. And once you get to a level, with your help over a few of these chats and what have you, you'll then become aware of how simple it is really, but how, because nobody's had any training, they just can't just get your head round it. And I think you were in that position, weren't you?
Yeah. No, I mean, this is the problem that we have had, is that any time you have any dealings to do with the law, you are advised to talk to a solicitor. And if it goes to court, you assume, again, you've made assumptions, you've made the presumptions based on what's been told to you, that they're going to be fair and all above board. But the truth is very different, because they've got their assumptions, and unless, as we've seen with the 12 presumptions in law, unless you actually rebut what they've said, then they will get jurisdiction from you and turn things around into a way that's not necessarily. I mean, sometimes it works in your favour, as it did with a case where I had a problem parking, and it was so bleeding obvious it was the other party's fault. The court case, the simple magistrate's course on this parking ticket, just went in my favour. I didn't know any different.